What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're my full Skorupi evolution team. Zombie Spider, this one is for you. So Skorupi's evolution consists of two Pokemon, Skorupi and Drapion, right? So what I did to make things a tiny bit easier, I used a shiny variant Sue so we could have a whole team of 4. If you want to get your own custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can become a patron at patreon.com/PIMPNITE. The link in the description of the video, tier 2 or anything up for theme teams and Pokemon sweeps. Let's get into today's battles. We got 2 of them, and there were some really stinging battles, trust me, people. Now, the first battle, this one was against Mr. Guzzlord, and I obviously was using 4 Pokemon, right? So every battle I had 4 Pokemon, and a lot of the time I was versing 6 too, which made it a extra sort of challenge. Now, my opponent also has a theme team too. If you can guess that, let me know in the comment section of the video. It's quite a good one. Took me like a little while to get it, and then, you know, by the end of the, well, probably not the end of the battle, but halfway through the battle, I did get that. So, leading with Skorupi here, we've got a bulky Everlight defensive Skorupi. We've got Toxic Spikes, Whirlwind, Knockoff, and Bug Bite. I ran this as max health and max defense, and also gave it Everlight and Impish Nature, right? We want it to be really, really tanky. So we got the Cinderace go for a sand attack here, only on PIMPNITE's channel. And what that's going to do, right, that's going to be turning Cinderace into a ground type. Now, I went for Toxic Spikes, right, so that's all good. You know, I had actually a funny feeling about that. Say if the opponent did use sand attack against you, right, and you used Toxic Spikes, imagine if it went onto your side of the field instead because your accuracy was low. I don't know, maybe too broken, I'm not sure. Just something to think about. So this Skorupi, right, I wanted to put up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, right, because I thought all these Pokemon are poison, at least one of them's going to do it, right. So interesting enough, the Cinderace is going to go for a Gunk Shot here. I was like, why is it going for a Gunk Shot against a poison type Pokemon? But my question was answered very, very quickly, right? So setting up that second round of Toxic Spikes, and the Cinderace has got a Black Sludge. So what they did, right, is they turned themselves into a poison type, and they had the Black Sludge recover on the Cinderace. Only on PIMPNITE's channel, people. Can you find this sort of sets? So we got the Whirlwind and the Toxic Spikes all ready to go, but I thought, maybe I should knock off that Black Sludge. I don't want Cinderace healing with Black Sludge. You're probably never ever going to hear that again, but Cinderace healing with Black Sludge. So here comes the Gunk Shot again there. Maybe that's its only like attacking move, or it's its strongest move that can even do anything to me. I'm going to go for another knock off it, or maybe they're roasting EA. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to knock off that Black Sludge there so they can't get any more recovery. So I've got Bug Bite as my other move there, just to maybe pop off a berry on one of the Pokemon, and knock off there just to knock off an item. It's pretty much a support set to lay the Toxic Spikes up. Spam Whirlwind, and yeah, that's about it, and live as long as possible, right? Cause as much havoc as possible. So we got the Cinderace swapping out there. Clearly it didn't have much to do to me, and in comes the Kling Clang, right? So this Kling Clang is not going to be affected by the Toxic, unfortunately. However, I do get a knockoff on it, getting rid of its Choice Specs, or a Choice Specs Kling Clang. So all I can pretty much do here is go for a Whirlwind. And yeah, that's about it. Whirlwind is my only option, or I could go for a knockoff again, but knockoff really isn't going to do like much damage to this at all. So in case it has some little setup move, which I doubt because it did have a Choice Specs, and I went for the Whirlwind. So here comes the Power Gen there. Skorupi managed to live only because I got rid of the Choice Specs, right, and it's coming off Kling Clang's special attack. And I'm going to whirl that right out of this battle. Those gears were they were grinding round and round. So in comes Blizzard here, which is obviously going to be the Frillish. Sorry, the Vinlock's getting my ice cream mixed up there, and it's going to have the snow warning, right? So I'm thinking, is Blizzard going to use Blizzard, or is it going to use a different move? So Skorupi is on its last little purple legs here. This is probably definitely going to get outsped because I don't have any speed EVs or anything like that. So I was thinking, what should I do? Should I just go for a knockoff? Should I go for a Bug Bite? It might have a berry or something like that, or just some damage. So I went for the Bug Bite here, and it's Blizzard is going to go for Blizzard. So down goes my Skorupi. Skorupi did a good job there, did some Toxic Spikes on the field, and did some pretty good damage there. So I was happy with that. So we got the Toxic damage there on the ice cream. If you got like a Toxic ice cream, wouldn't it should go like purple, like a great flavor. So I thought, let's swap in my second Skorupi. This is another really bulky set here. We got a Rest, Sleep, Talk, Infestation, Skitter Smack set. So this is kind of interesting. So this one was very, very bulky on the special defensive side, right? So Skitter Smack also does some nice little added effect afterwards, dropping their special attack too. So we got Blizzard go for Explosion. I think that one was deliberate, and it's also got the normal gem to there too. So I was thinking, can I live this one? And I do. My Everlight saved my little behind there, and Blizzard is going to go down there. So we've taken one. I mean, they've taken their own Pokemon out. I didn't do anything there, and Skorupi is going to get damaged by the hail. So there's not a lot I can do at this stage here. I've only got a little bit of health left. So in comes the Behemoth. I get that Altaro. And that was based on ET, right? I'm assuming that was what the reference was on. So I can go for a Skitter Smack here, which is going to be super effective, and it's going to drop, the special attack. Or I could go for the rest there. I decided to go for rest. Behemoth's going to be a physical set there, and Skorupi is going to get nuked there. Nothing I could have done. My Skorupi is down. So I've only got 2 more Drapion left on my side of the field, or on my team, right? So I got some more extra toxic damage and a little bit of hail damage there on the Behemoth, right? Behemoth hits pretty hard too, so I got to make sure I take this one out, because it could be like a analytics set. I'm not really sure, right? So going to Drapion. Drapion is a Venoshock set. I had to run this Bug Buzz, Dank Pulse, and Accurate Pressure. I've got the Throat Spray as the item too. I love how I said Throat Spray, like I felt like I had something in my throat. Anyway, go for the Accurate Pressure there. My finger is going to point down, and I'm going to get a random boost, and I get a speed stat. So I'm like, it's not too bad, because the Behemoth is going to have agility. Agility Behemoth, people. And I actually got rid of that agility boost. That was pretty nice there. So cancelling that out. So obviously they want to go first, and maybe they want to try and flinch me with Zen Headbutt. Or just any sort of flinching moves. I got a little bit of a feeling about that. I'm wondering if I had like a trick ring target set in there too. So I'm going to go for another Accurate Pressure there. I thought I'd be okay. They might attack me this turn, because in a couple of turns, Behemoth's going to faint too due to the poison, unless they do swap out. So go for getting another attack boost there from the Accurate Pressure. Here comes a Rock Slide here, so I'm guessing definitely right. It is a flinching set there, and it's got the Life Orb as the item too. I didn't notice that one before, with all the toxic damage going along there. So I got to take this one out right now. I've got an attack boost, and I've got a speed boost. The attack boost was completely useless, but the speed boost is kind of nice. So I'm going to go for Venoshock here. It's going to be double base power due to the toxic on the other side of the field, and doubling in base power is going to be hitting pretty hard. Now, the Drapion set was max speed and max special attack. I actually gave that one modest nature for a little bit more extra damage output there, because its speed's not all that bad, bro. So in comes the Cinderace. Like, wonder what Cinderace is going to do here. I'm going to be able to hit this really hard with a Venoshock. Venoshock should take this out, unless it's got something else up its little sleeve here. So let's go for the Venoshock here on the Cinderace. I was very confident this would take it out, but then again, you never know. And it lived, and then it went for a taunt. So Ian went for a taunt there. I'm not sure if that's a meme, but it's going to turn into a dark type there from the taunt. I really like the ability to Libera. I mean, I know that it's strong, right? But it is quite interesting. You can do some mind games with it, and you can get stabbed from your moves. It's really, really cool. So I thought here for a sec, well, I can go for a Bug Buzz here. That'll actually boost my special attack if I use that, and I've got Throat Spray as the item. So it's going to go for Protect here, and it's going to turn into a normal type. So I was like, okay, so wait, hang on. What? That had Sand Attack, Protect, Gunk Shot, and Taunt. What sort of set was that? I think that was a troll set. Anyway, so we got the Cinderace there. EA's living on 1 health there. I'm just going to go for a Bug Buzz and finish him off here so they get game in the end. Anyway, so I've got one more Drapion after this, and I've got my special Drapion going pretty good at the moment. So I've got a special attack rise from that Bug Buzz too, and it's going to be hitting pretty hard, right? So we've taken the Cinderace out that only had Gunk Shot as a move, and I've got my Kling Klang to actually beat too. The Kling Klang and the other remaining 2 Pokemon. So the next one we got here is Activision. I'm guessing this is coming off like all the Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I've got Bug Buzz and I've got Venoshock. Venoshock is going to be doing an enormous amount of damage now. However, I've got that +2 in speed too, so it should be no worries taking this out, unless it's got like a sash or something like that. Activision is going to go down in 1 shot there. That's another game ruined. Anyway, so we got 2 more Pokemon left, which is the Kling Klang and one other mysterious Pokemon. Now, this last Pokemon actually did scare me a fair bit because it was also a Steel type, but it wasn't Kling Klang. So I can go for a Dank Pulse. I don't think it's going to take it up, but I may get a flinch, right? So I thought I might as well dank it up and see if we can get a flinch here, right? So go for that Dank Pulse here. It does pretty good damage there, and I actually get a no flinch there, and now it's going to be hitting me with the Flash Cannon, which does some pretty good damage, but I managed to live there just so due to, Drapion's just pure bulk there. Not that it's anything amazing either, Kling Klang special attack isn't very amazing either. So go for another Dank Pulse there, and that's going to take out the Kling Klang. It's all good because we got 1 more Pokemon in the back, and we got 1 more Pokemon to take out. However, I was a little bit scared of this last Pokemon because remember I did say it was a Steel type too, so I didn't really have anything that was, you know, super good against that. So the last Pokemon is Steelix, which is going to be Konami. Now, why? Oh, I get it. Solid Snake. That's it. I was going to say, what is that going to be? I was trying to think of a Yu-Gi-Oh reference or something like that. I was trying to think of like a Yu-Gi-Oh card that would represent, but yeah, Solid Snake. So go for the Dank Pulse here. If it does have Sturdy, it is now broken. That does a lot of damage there, and I get a flinch. And the Steelix has got as its item leftovers. So it's like, okay, the next one will take it out unless they Dynamax right here, you know, to be able to tank it. So I thought, let's go for another one there. There's no point me Dynamaxing. I can Dynamax my last Pokemon if I really need to. And here we go. We're going to have the biggest Steelix ever. Now, this Steelix is big, and it's huge, and it's gold, right? Just try not to picture that too much in your mind. So this Steelix, right, is going to be able to live this attack unless I get a crit, and then I can swap my Drapion afterwards. Now, the Drapion afterwards, the only thing about that set is it is physical, so, you know, Steelix is very bulky on the defensive side, but I should be okay, right? So doing some really solid damage there from the Dank Pulse, and Steelix is going to go for a Max Quake here, which is going to obviously take me out and boost his special defense. So down goes my first, and I've got one more Drapion left, and that's my whole team there. Look at those little Scorpions up the top. I was going to say, have you ever seen someone get, they played this game, right? I think it's like when you do an arm wrestle, right? And then you they had like a Scorpion on each side, and the winner doesn't get stung by the Scorpion. That is a really savage game. Anyway, so we're going to swap into Drapion. It's a critic set. We got Night Slash, Cross Poison, Ice Fang, and Fell Stinger. So what I really wanted to do, if I could swap this in earlier and get a Fell Stinger, and I can actually get a +3 in my attack and sweep the rest of the team. But I didn't actually manage to get that much of an opportunity in this battle to do that, right? So I thought, let's go for Drapion here, and let's just take this Steelix out, right? Now, the EVs in this one are max attack and max speed, and I gave it Jolly Nature, because I wanted to be going as fast as possible. Like, it's not super duper fast, but it's still got some pretty good speed about it. And of course, it's got some nice bulk to it too. So go for Dynamax Drapion there. Looking pretty cool. And I have to say, out of both the shinies, I like Skorupi better than Drapion. I think it's just the red looks a lot better. And look at that Steelix. It just eats that attack so easy. That was coming off Night Slash, and I dropped his special defense there. So here comes the Max Quake from the Steelix. This is actually going to be pretty close to how much damage this does to my Drapion. And it does, it's almost around half my health there, so it's very, very close. And now Steelix is going to get another special defense try. That's going to get another round of leftovers. So judging on the damage that I did to my last attack, I will not be able to take this out, but I believe here that I'll be able to take the next attack and then take Steelix out with the attack after that, unless I don't get credit right. You know, everything's up in the air at the moment. I mean, I know the Dynamax is up in the air, but, you know, the outcome of this battle is still up in the air. So I was thinking about for a sec what I should do. Should I go for Max Hailstorm, maybe to get some hail damage? I was like, nah, that'll affect me too. So let's just go for another Max Darkness here and see if we can take out that Steelix. And I actually get a critical hit on the very last move here on Steelix. I still feel like I probably would have won that matchup if the Steelix didn't crit me after that. Just judging on the damage that it did to me before. But a very cool thing, team, there. I really hope you people enjoyed this battle. It was very, very tight all the way to the end. And I do like those tight, close Pokemon battles. So the next battle here we have is against Tapu Dust. We haven't had a battle in like 69 years. And we got a 4v4 battle here. Now, he was also running a theme team as well. And it was a pretty cool one. Calf love editing this one so much. Maybe that'll tell you what the team is. So we got a Morpeko lead here, and I've got my Skorupi lead. So this is my Toxic Spike Skorupi lead, and I thought I might as well get the Toxic Spikes up just like it did in all of the other battles, right? Helped out so much. But then I seen, well, I've got Bug Bite. That'll do some pretty good damage against Morpeko as well, so maybe I should go for that. Then I changed my mind and went for the Toxic Spikes again. So Morpeko is going to be going for a Thunder Wave here. That's going to paralyze my Skorupi. So I think this could be based around, like, a lot of the teams are based around just annoying the heck out of me, which is fine because I do that as well with status move. So I'm paralyzed here, and he's going to change into his hangry mode. So I was like, okay, let's set another Toxic Spikes down, and then I might be able to go for a Bug Buzz, right? So Morpeko is going to have a little tantrum over there, and it's going to drop my special defense by 2 stages. Now I'm going to be going for a Toxic Spikes here. Now that's a second layer of Toxic Spikes on the field there, and now I can start attacking. So now it's back into its non-hangry form. This is going to happen like all through through the battle, right? It's a full Morpeko team. I'm just going to tell you right now, if that wasn't obvious already. So I'm going to go for a Bug Bite here. Bug Bite is super effective, so I should do some okay damage. And Morpeko is going to go for a Dank Pulse here. So they're obviously trying to para-flinch me, right? I somehow got through both of them and managed to get a Bug Bite off there, doing half damage to Morpeko, which is really, really cool. Now Morpeko is going to go into its hangry mode again there, and it's obviously going to be able to finish me off with the Dank Pulse. Nothing I could have really done there. I just went for Whirlwind because, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to get taken out this turn. And now it's going to go for Electro Ball. So not only did it paralyze me, right, it tried to get a power boost because it was a lot faster than me. So a pretty interesting strategy right there. So in comes the next Skorupi, and I thought, okay, I should be able to take this out because I've got some bug moves on this thing too. I've got Infestation, and I've also got Skitter Smack, which would be kind of nice there too. And I did have Rest on this set too, so if I did get paralyzed, which is probably inevitably going to happen, I could easily heal it up and maybe go for a Sleep Talk and smack it with a, you know, Skitter Smack there. So here comes the next Thunder Wave from the Morpeko number 1, and of course I'm going to get paralyzed, and I get the Infestation off. So that's good. Now Morpeko is going to get hit by that. Does pretty good damage considering, and Infestation will gradually actually take Morpeko out in a couple of turns. So about like 3 more turns, it's going to go down. All I got to do is survive those 3 turns, and Rest is going to be my key here. So I was like, okay, let's go for Skitter Smack this turn. If I get paralyzed, let's just go for Rest. That's going to be the play here of the day. So Morpeko is going to go for a Dank Pulse again. They're trying to desperately flinch me before I get my Rest off. Well, they don't know that I've got Rest at the moment, but I am going to get paralyzed. So I really need to get a Rest off because the next Dank Pulse, if it does flinch me, Skorupi is going to be going down. So Morpeko once again changes form. Kath actually had to edit this one and do the form change every single time it does a form change. There's a joke between us when I do a full Morpeko team. Kath's like, I'm not going to edit that one. You're going to have to do it. So anyway, back to the battle. So I'm going to be going for a Rest here. I get it off, thank goodness. And now I'm going to be sleeping and becoming healthy again. And then I can go for a Sleep Talk, right? And it doesn't really matter because Morpeko is going to be going down this turn regardless. But the main thing is I got all my health back and I got rid of the paralysis, right? Next Pokemon is Morpeko number 2. What is this set going to be? So first off the bat there, we're going to get that poison from the Toxic Spikes I put down at the start of the game. The good thing about this is Sleep Talk. If I get Sleep Talk and just one of the attacking moves, both of them are going to be really, really good against this Morpeko. Like, this Skorupi is actually really good for this team. So here comes a Psychic Fangs here. I'm running max health and max defense. That's why I took it so well. If I wasn't running bulk, I would have got absolutely destroyed by that. So go for the Sleep Talk here, hoping and praying that I get a Skitter Smack or a Infestation, and I get a Rest. Like, no! So, good old classic Sleep Talk Rest there, and I guess a little bit of damage there from the Infestation and the Toxic Ride. So once again, Morpeko is going to change its form. I can go for yet another Sleep Talk here. I know that it's probably going to be able to take me out the next turn run. So here comes another Psychic Fangs. It's going to be very close whether I'm actually able to live the next one. If I am, it'll be straight fire, because that means I can heal myself off and get like a couple more shots at the Morpeko, right? And I almost said something else there. So go for the Infestation there on the Morpeko. Does some pretty good damage there. And Morpeko is going to start to really rack up the damage from the Toxic now, as well as the Infestation. So we're getting to half health here. So my thoughts here on my Skorupi, if I can get one more rest up, I'm pretty sure that I can deal with this Morpeko, right? It would be amazing because that means both my Skorupis, you know, handled 2 Morpekos, which is going to be pretty nice. So here comes the next Psychic Fangs, and Skorupi lives on 1 health. You wouldn't read about it, people. The merch is available, and you should check that out underneath the video. I'm going to come in there straight away for that Skitter Smack. Like, that animation was absolutely fire, and Morpeko is going to go down to the Toxic damage. I love that animation. Like, Skorupi was just like, I don't know if you want to roll it back, but Skorupi was like just slinking in there, and it sort of like, it almost looked like it stung the opponent. It looked really, really cool. So the next Pokemon is Morpeko number 3. So Morpeko number 3 is going to get poisoned there. I'm on 1 health. There's nothing I can do here. I'm going to get outspared, but man, it did an absolutely amazing job there, so I don't even care. So here comes a Spark. They're trying to spark up a relationship, and Skorupi is going to faint. So this is a physical set. So this one obviously has a 30% chance of paralyzing me with Spark. So all of their sets are based around just paralyzing me and annoying the living heck out of me, which is fine, right? That's fine. I'm there for the soul. So we're going to bring in the Drapion now. This Drapion was the special set. So I had Bug Buzz. I thought, man, Bug Buzz is going to be really good against this team. Maybe I should set myself up at Acro Pressure first and see what stats I get. So outspeeding the Morpeko there, getting an Acro Pressure up. Now Acro Pressure raises 2 stats randomly. And once again, I get an attack raise. I'm like, man, with this Drapion, I just couldn't get really good, like, I'd love to get a special attack raise, right? I got a speed in the battle early on, but, I mean, speed doesn't really matter too much against, you know, sort of like Pokemon a little bit slower than me, right? Probably like stuff like Drapion, it would really, really matter. I'm not Drapion, Dragapult. So go for the Bug Buzz there, getting the Throat Spray there, giving myself a +1 in special attack. Here comes a rest from the Morpeko. I'm like, okay. But if you shoot like the damage there from the Bug Buzz before, if you were like paying close attention, the Bug Buzz actually almost took it out of one shot. So this one will most definitely take it out. And it's got the Chest Barrier there too. So it's going to be changing into its hangry form here. I'm going to pop that Bug Buzz again, and Morpeko is going to be going down in one shot. So there's only one more Morpeko left, and we've actually beaten the Morpeko team. And remember, I've still got one more Drapion here in the back right. So Morpeko is going to come in. It's not hungry at the moment. Man, I'm actually feeling really hungry right now. After seeing this Morpeko swap forms like 69 times, I'm actually getting very, very hungry. So I can go for another Bug Buzz here. I know that I'll do some big, big damage, or I could go for a Venoshock. So Venoshock is going to get that big power boost. It's going to be doing almost as much as Bug Buzz at this stage because it's got, you know, such a big high amount of power. So I thought, you know what, either is going to do some like huge damage to this Morpeko set. Now, if they don't Dynamax here, I will take them out. So I've got a definite feeling that they will Dynamax at this stage. Otherwise, they're going to get fainted here. So here comes the Morpeko. It's like a little glitch there. I'm not sure why that happened. And oh, also, one thing is I found really funny about Morpeko when it changes form in Dynamax. Like, it'll actually change its form in Dynamax compared to something like, say if you get the Cramorant down into its, it's like its dive and surf, like, Gulp Missile, right? That won't change. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed about that. Like, you can't have one of those big Pikachus. Anyway, so go for the Venoshock there on the Morpeko. Does over half health here. Here comes a Max Knuckle from the Morpeko. It does a lot of damage, but it is not enough to take out Drapion with Drapion's nice base defense there. And Morpeko is going to be stuck in a very hard place there. It can either go for a Max Guard, but if it goes for Max Guard, it's going to lose more health, and it actually is going to get outspared as well. I mean, Morpeko actually could have pulled off a Poison type as well, like after it has its change. That could have worked too, like Dark and Poison. Anyway, go for that final Venoshock there, and the Morpeko is going to go down. And that, my friends, is the second battle. I really hope you enjoyed the Skorupi Evolution team. A very, very hard team to do there with only 4 Pokemon. And I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace out, people.